Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Welcome, my dearest little ones. Today, we will step together into a sparkling world of white snow, magic, and profound life lessons through the famous story, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This story will teach us about the great power of kindness and the danger of envy and jealousy. Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, lived a princess named Snow White. She had hair as black as ebony, lips as red as blood, and a heart as pure as a fresh snowflake. But sadly, the queen, her stepmother, was a completely different person. The queen was beautiful, but her heart was covered by a dark cloud of jealousy. Do you know, children, that jealousy is like a sharp thorn? The deeper it is embedded, the more wicked a person becomes. Every day, the queen would stand before her magic mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the magic mirror always replied with a deep, echoing voice, "Your Majesty, you are beautiful, but Snow White is 1,000 times fairer than you." Oh my! The queen was so enraged that her face turned crimson. She could not bear that someone was more beautiful than her. Her jealousy drove her to a cruel act. The queen summoned the huntsman and commanded him to take Snow White into the deep forest and abandon her. The huntsman led Snow White away. In the forest, seeing the innocent Snow White, the huntsman's heart softened. He remembered her goodness and kindness. Compassion had conquered fear. "Snow White, run, child," the huntsman said, his voice trembling. "I cannot do this wicked deed. Run as fast as you can and hide well." Snow White ran and ran, deeper into the dark woods. She was afraid, but in her heart, she still carried a tiny flame of resilience. She told herself, "I must be brave. I must not give up." And so, Snow White stumbled upon a tiny, charming house nestled in the forest. The house had 7 little chairs, 7 little cups, and 7 little beds. The house was a little messy, but Snow White didn't complain. "Oh, what a lovely house," she said with a gentle smile. "I will clean up a little for them, as a thank you for giving me shelter." In the evening, the 7 dwarfs returned from the diamond mine. They were Doc, happy, sleepy, grumpy, bashful, sneezy, and dopey. "My goodness," exclaimed Doc. "Who has cleaned our house so neatly? HMPH. Just some princess, I suppose?" grumbled Grumpy. They found Snow White sleeping soundly across their little beds. When Snow White woke up and told her whole story, the 7 dwarfs were won over by her gentle heart. "May I stay here and take care of you?" she asked. "Yes, Snow White," said Doc. "But you must promise to be extremely careful of that wicked queen." However, jealousy never sleeps. When the queen learned that Snow White was still alive, she was furious. Determined to do the deed herself, she disguised herself as an old apple seller. In her basket was a beautiful, red apple, poisoned with a sleeping spell. The wicked old hag found her way to the house and offered the reddest, most beautiful apple to Snow White. "Eat this apple," she said in a sweet but hoarse voice. Although warned by the dwarfs, Snow White was too innocent and trusting. She took one bite and immediately fell down, motionless. When the 7 dwarfs returned, they were heartbroken. "She's gone?" cried Grumpy, tears streaming down his face. Her innocence was destroyed by envy, but kindness is always stronger than anything. They placed her in a crystal coffin so they could forever gaze upon her pure beauty. Then a miracle happened. A kind prince, who had heard of Snow White's goodness, rode by and was deeply moved by her gentle beauty. He leaned down and gave her a true kiss. That very kiss broke the evil spell. Snow White woke up, smiling. My dearest children, what have we learned? True beauty is not found in a mirror, but in a kind heart. Envy and jealousy are like a poisoned apple. They only bring darkness. Always choose to be like Snow White. Live well, be kind, and your goodness will always protect you. Now, close your eyes, think of all the kind things you did today, and drift off into sweet dreams.